What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back. So picking up where we left off, we still have the rest of the sewers to get through. So go ahead and drop on this corner here. And then we'll drop down again. And we're down to the bottom. Now you can see a bunch of little corpses here. If you want, you can use a Molotov to light most of them on up. And then after that, just a quick right trigger attack should be enough to finish them. As you can see, these guys aren't the squishiest, so the idea here is to use the Molotov to basically just soften them up for us. But we do want to save most of our Molotovs for the upcoming boss. I can toss out one here and there, though. Okay, I think that's everything. So, next we want to take the ladder up here. Then take this one up as well. Nice long ladders. And once we get to the top, heal real fast. Go around the corner here, kill some crows, and get access to the item that we've been waiting for, the Madman's Knowledge. Now, with the Madman's Knowledge, we can go ahead and use this, and this will unlock the ability to level up by granting us insight. Now, the reason this works is typically to get insight, you need to enter a boss arena, and then you get additional insight for beating the boss. But by coming over here, we now have our insight. So already we could go on back and start leveling up if we want, which we're going to be doing that in a little bit, but not quite just yet. Instead, first we're going to go over to this guy. Sneak up nice and slow here. Blood vials off him. I love the physics in these games. And then go up this ladder, and this will give us another shortcut. I always do that. I always I have like Dark Souls in the brain where, you know, I hit the gate. Go ahead and talk to this window though. This is the little girl. Just run through, tell her you're gonna find her mother. And she's gonna say, okay, there's a red brooch that's missing. Here you go, I'm gonna give you this music box. That music box is gonna be really helpful in an upcoming boss fight. So this is back where we fought the first brick troll, who's right over there. So as a reminder, if you want to go back from this spot, you could roll back down here and go back. If you're feeling okay though, if you're not worried about it, let's just keep progressing from this point. Which is what we're going to do. Actually, you know what? Hang on, there's another area we can go near the ladies. We'll go do that now. So, for the ladies, we're gonna drop down. Then we'll go on over this way. Kill that. There's an old woman in here. Really no point in talking to her yet. We need to send her to a safe place.
Do you know of any safe places?
We don't know of any safe places yet. So don't worry about that. Instead, go this way. And do this stuff. And then over here, talk to Eileen. Now, Eileen is the hunter of hunters. Now, if you were to try and kill her right now, you could actually get her weapon, which is a really good weapon, but we're going to be going through her entire quest. Eileen's quest will get us a really, really powerful rune. Super good. Good shake off cape. And now that we got her, that's where the hunter must hunt comes from. But so talk to her, do that. We get the hunter's mark and the emote. We're gonna head on out this way, and we need to knock these down. Get this one piece of loot here. Now, we're gonna try and get a plunge attack if we can on one of the enemies. There's really no easy way to get down, you're just jumping down. But if we can, I'd like to go down with a plunge to hurt one of the baddies that are creeping around this area. Like I can hear him, but I can't see him. No matter, we'll just go down. Alright, let's see. Head back out for loot, knock down 2 corpses. So now we're gonna kill all the enemies in this area. Alright, I got him. That's where we went through the window. We're just gonna kill everything that's here. Ow. It's always the gunners. This is why I don't like leaving them alive. Dangerous if left alone for too long. Alright, we got the blood vials, and that should be it for the loot. Or the enemies, I mean. Now we can pick up everything safely. Alright, and now before we drop down and get stuff, we're gonna run out here and kill a couple more enemies. Cross this bridge here. Get rid of this guy. We don't want him shooting at us later. And we're gonna get rid of that guy as well. These enemies would have attacked us in a little bit, so it's better to just clear them out now, remove them from the equation altogether. Cold blood dew, and I think that's it. Let me see here. Scroll my notes a little bit. Work your way around, kill you if you can, grab the duel. Okay, so we're gonna do all this first. We'll get the clothes. There's still a bunch of loot back there, but we're just kind of working our way around to get that loot in a very careful manner. It's killing everything that could potentially get in our way. We got the oil urn. Nothing over here. And now with all that dead, we will drop onto the beam. No, I missed the beam. Oh well, it's okay. We need to go up anyway. So the reason we killed all those guys first is we're going to be climbing up this ladder quite a few times to drop into there and get loot. And the thing is, if you don't kill those guys in advance, as you're trying to climb that ladder, all of those dudes will be shooting at you. The one dude that has the big spike will be coming after you, so it's just much easier to remove them completely from the equation. There we go. Alright, now up the ladder again. So we have to climb this 2 times, because there is the loot that we knocked down that was hanging. Those landed on 2 distinct sides. Drop over here on the right. And we can kill some rats while we're here. The Saw Spear is kind of just a more dexterity-oriented version of the weapon we're using right now. It's pretty decent. Some people like it a lot. Personally, I'm not all that big a fan of it. I think it's just kind of mediocre. But, you know, every time you find a new weapon, try it on out. That's one of the beauties of a quality build, is we're going to be leveling up our stats in a way that you can use almost any weapon in the game we find, with the exception of some very unique cases, things that are like, you know, arcane or blood twinge. So if there's, you know, a particular weapon or moveset that you really enjoy, feel free to swap over to that. Though we are going to be guiding you to what many would consider to be the best weapon in the game, and most definitely the best weapon for a build of this type. Those, and then kill these guys. Oh my goodness, of all the times to die, I died to the rats. shame. Great shame. Well, now we can show you how to get it back here real fast. Thankfully, this is another reason why we grabbed all those loots already, so the only thing is that piece that's right back there. Central Yharnam. Let's see, what did we miss? Shard, drop for the Soul Spear, kill the rats, and drop on the left for shards. Return back to the double ladders and go straight down the bird, then forward. Okay. From the spawn, we go this way, and we're gonna literally just run past all these guys. None of them really matter right now. Here. Pretty easy to get back to where we were, right? The real question is, who has my stuff? One of these enemies must have my echoes. I don't know who, though. Oh, we got the madman's knowledge. We're gonna need to loop around killing stuff. This is probably gonna suck. See if I can lure them down. See, this is why I like killing those guys typically first. You do not have my echoes. Who has my echoes? Anytime you get hit while getting off of visceral, you can do what you saw just there. Basically just skipping back. And as long as you line up with the enemy, you should be able to jump back and kill them in time. None of these guys seem to be glowing with the eyes of someone who has my echoes. So there's always a chance when you die that a nearby enemy will take possession of your hard-earned echoes. And until we find said enemy, we're not getting back our echoes. There he is. Okay, so see how that rat has glowy eyes? That is the rat that has our echoes. A little bit of a shitty area to lose them, obviously, because there's all these different rats, and I'm like, alright, one of y'all has it. Who is it? Hand him over. Alright, but anyway, so assuming we hadn't died back there, we would have picked up that final madman's knowledge, and then headed on over this way. And this would have just brought us back to the original double ladder, where we went up. So now, we're going to be going out forward. Go on and hit this guy with a bullet, just to knock him down. Otherwise, those crows will jump down on top of you, and that's no fun. These sewer men are guarding a shard. Oh, wait. Look, they're guarding a shard. Hang on. Shoot down the bird, then forward and right for a sewer man guarding a shard. Kill the 3 sewer men, then up the ladder. This sewer man guarding the shard. We're supposed to be dead. 3 up the ladder. For an elevator shortcut that'll be useful later. Till the 2 big ones if you want vines. Okay, so we'll climb up here. We can... I guess we'll kill this crow, because we're coming back down here in a moment. Alright, so we've actually passed by the area we're going quite a few times so far, but we haven't actually cleared it. We have basically just worked all the way around to the back side of it, and this will give us access to an elevator, which is going to be really useful for our attempts at Papa Guac. Alright, so if you want, you can kill these guys right now. It's 2 of the rock trolls. They're good parry practice. And they're good for farming up blood vials early on. If you're losing a lot of vials, these guys tend to drop anywhere from 2 to 4 vials per kill. So they're really useful as an early enemy. Got 2 off of him and 2 off of him. So right here, this is where all the dogs and all that shit were. There's that house. If we run right back here, that's the shortcut that we originally got. So just trying to piece Central Yharnam together for you. There's that one enemy, there's the house. So it's just a side path that's guarded by 2 brick trolls. But basically it's a really nice shortcut. This is the path we take to get to one of the bosses. As we go this way and then we take the elevator down. But early on, you know, we can't actually do anything here. This elevator's just locked. So we've basically just gone and gotten it unlocked. Anyway, for this next part, there are 2 approaches here. Either you can run across this bridge and fight all that bullshit, or you can take the pig route. I would recommend the pig route. I think it's significantly easier. I'm going to show you that. Running across the bridge will trigger a boulder, so you need to like avoid this boulder while dealing with all those guys. Whereas the pig route, all we got to do is just kind of back up, let the pig charge. Once it does that, just get behind the pig, charge up a heavy attack. And we can lure the pig in here. Let me lure the pig into the open so it's even easier here. You can get behind the pig with your charged attack. You'll get a free visceral on it. Now, this pig is not having it. There we go. Now it's easy. Shove your hand in its mouth. And pigs are going to be a fantastic source of both blood echoes and vials. They're very easy to farm when they slam down like that. It's easy to just get a charged hit off on them. And then usually 1 visceral attack and they're dead. You might have to do like a single hit afterwards to finish them, but for the most part, the pig's usually going to die. So let's see. Grab badge and cold blood after, take a left and go up the ladder. Kill the 2, knock down the boulder, clear the bridge. Follow the boulder back to the elevator. Okay. And I've pretty much cleared out most of this area now. So there's the bridge, there's all the enemies. As you can see, just coming up on the ladder here, what's great is the brick troll got knocked back from the ladder. Even if he doesn't, you can of course just pop the brick troll off and kill him. If we continue to go this way, it's going to lead us to Germain. Or no, excuse me, not Germain, Gascon. So we're not going to Gascon right now, but that is one of the bosses. But so we popped up, it kills those 2, and then all the enemies that were on the bridge just got wrecked by that boulder. So it just made your life a whole lot easier. You don't have to worry about dodging a flaming boulder. You don't have to worry about fighting any of these dudes. Every now and again, there'll even be loot that you can pick up off of them. But I think that about covers it. So let me see. Follow the boulder back, pop a madman's knowledge, and head on back. Yeah, so where we're at now, we can leave. If you want, you can use a bullet hunter's mark, but we're pretty close to the exit, so we'll just go that way. We're gonna go spend our echoes, and then we are going after the Cleric Beast. Now the main benefit of doing all this is not only do we get to go into the boss fight without having to worry about risking any of the echoes that we've acquired, but we also are going to have a chance to upgrade our weapon. So we're just going to be a lot more prepared than your average player going into this for the first time, and everything is just going to be so much easier. Like if you were, you know, intimidated going into your first boss fight, rest assured you're just going to walk in and be like, oh, he died. Okay then. Alright, so before we start spending them, go ahead and use up all this thick cold blood. Thick cold blood is this game's equivalent of soul items. And then now that we have badges, there will also be weapons that we can purchase here. So you can see we can pick up the other stuff we have access to. For some reason you don't like the cleaver as well as the Yharnam hunter gear. Don't worry about that. I would suggest just keeping the weapon we have right now. The weapon we have is actually going to be pretty solid. It'll carry us all the way up until we get our next weapon. So if you like the cleaver and you're sticking on board with that, go ahead and fortify it up to +2. We'll pump the damage of it up a little bit. Okay, we don't even need to repair. That's good. And now we're going to go here. Now, as for leveling up, there's a couple different focuses. I said we're going to be going our quality build, and what that means is we're going to be leveling up both our strength and our skill evenly. However, this early in the game, before you start worrying about that, our strength skill aren't too shabby right now. I'd actually suggest getting a little bit more in vitality and endurance. Getting them both up, going for like something like this, you'll feel a big difference. So I would suggest going to vitality and endurance here. You know, we have no issue killing stuff right now, so we don't need more damage really, but having a little bit more stamina and a little bit more vitality will actually go a really long way. So we're gonna level up both of those.
Farewell, good hunter.
And on that note, there's a couple things we have to do. You know, actually I think we'll wrap things up here because we still have, well, I guess we could go do Cleric Beast real fast. Cleric Beast won't take long. Do we really want to do Cleric now? Yeah, I guess. I guess we'll do Cleric Beast, even though we had finished up the... We basically focused on clearing out this whole area. So Cleric Beast is weak to fire and serration. Serration are any weapons that are serrated edge. They're useful against beast-type enemies. You know, how the cleaver and the spear have you know, serration, almost like a chainsaw blade, or a big like hacksaw that you use to cut down a tree. Anything that has that is going to be bonus damage against beasts. So between the fire that we have and the weapon that we have, we are going in with like a double bonus against the Cleric Beast. We don't need to kill all these guys, we just are to make sure the path's nice and clear. If you want, you can kill the werewolves again, but instead, we're just going to go over here. It's now time to kill this guy and proceed on to the boss. If you want, you can make some bullets and then heal up, because you're going to get piles off that guy, as always. Alright, so for this boss, put on your oil urns and then your Molotov cocktails. If you're really worried about healing, you can put on the Sefka's blood vial. But we are going to put those two things on, and those alone are pretty much going to clear this fight. So we're going to oil urn him, hit him in the face with a Molotov. More than likely this will open him up to a visceral attack. Besides that, we just keep attacking his legs. That'll cripple him, and then we can just kind of beat his ass. If you are really struggling, you could work your way all the way back down towards the water fountain where we fought the very first brick troll, and you can summon Papa Guac to come along and help you do this fight. But to be completely honest with you, if you can't get through this fight, you're probably not going to get through the rest of the game. This is not a hard fight. You know, and we have a strategy here that's basically foolproof. Assuming he doesn't just jump on you like that. So once you hear that noise, that means he's going to fall down for a visceral. That's all of our Molotovs. You can see just doing those Molotovs, the boss is already almost dead. So now we can pretty much just go at his legs and just hack away here. Our weapon being +2, we can do more than enough damage to kill this guy. If you need to back off and heal, you can back off and heal. And we're just healing right on top of him. He's dead. You can see we didn't really do anything crazy there. We didn't, you know, do any, there wasn't any, like, expert moves. We just threw some Molotovs at his face, comboed him with oil to increase their effectiveness, and then whacked him a couple times and he died. So that's it. That's the first boss. From there, feel free to hit this bad boy, warp back on out, spend those echoes. We'll get our endurance also up to 15. And then in the next episode, we're going to take on Papa Guac and work our way into the Central Cathedral. So we're going to close this one out here. Make sure to stay tuned. Don't know how fast I'm going to be putting these episodes out, quite simply because there's really nothing else for this month. So this is like my January series. But it made it a good time to do it, you know? I mean, hey, start a new year with a new Souls series. I think that's a safe bet that you know, everyone can appreciate. So go ahead. There we go. 15 across the board, and we will wrap things up. So in the next episode, we're going to start from here. We'll work our way to Father Gascon, and then we'll head down to the Cathedral Ward. Stay tuned, and I will see you all then.